Alright guys, we're drawing the trend line out for AMC for the upcoming week. Um, so I'll go ahead and explain everything and zoom in on this. But we're on a 1 minute time frame. Um, so as on my last video, we talked about AMC a little bit and where we think it's going to be at and what has happened. Right now, on what I'm reading on news and stuff, everybody's predicting that it's going to hit about 50 to 100 this week coming up. But let's just go ahead and go into this chart and I'll explain everything and start over on this on what I did. So when you draw out some trend lines, you kind of just want to zoom in on it and just try to, see what works best for you to draw out your trends. So you see right here, it's kind of like iffy. So I would have to restart everything, and everything is too small down here to really draw anything. So it's kind of hard to sketch out a trend line. So that's when you kind of just want to zoom down on a time frame and what works best for you. So I decided to do the 1 minute mark because I can just have more lines and easier for people to see. So we'll go ahead and just go back to that. So as you see here, in the past, let's just zoom out real quick. So in the past, the highest that it's been, this has not been the highest, but I just want to show this as an example of what a downtrend looks like. So here's what a downtrend looks like. As you see here, you have low highs here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It kind of broke it. It bounced back down, and it kind of just went straight up. Now this is your resistance line here. Okay, this is your resistance line that's coming down. This mark here, I'll go ahead and change the color. This blue line here is your support line. Okay, so this is your downtrend line. You're just marking it out. So as it broke through your support line, and then it went back up. So it touched it once, touched it twice, and it's still trying to break it, right? It's still trying to break this downtrend line, as you see right here. As you see this one right here. Okay. This is your support line. So as it broke through that support line, so it went up here first. It almost touched. It kind of went back up. It touched here, went back up kind of sideways, and then eventually it just broke through. Now it's trying to break out of this down bear market. So it touches up on the support line once, kind of goes sideways a little, touches it twice, and eventually it just kind of goes straight down. So, and then here's your trend line. Now it's it's going to hit the trend line. Now it's going sideways, sideways, sideways. Let's go ahead and change this so it's easier for you guys to see. I think that's a good color. So now that we broke this downtrend, and here's how you know that you broke it, is because you followed your touches on how many candles went down. So once it broke this part right here, this red line, and it broke above, which is right here, this is your confirmation, an indication that's going to tell you, okay, hey, we're in a bull market now. Let's go ahead and start buying shares, right? Or depending on what you're investing in, if you're in a long term, you would bought pretty much all the way down, right? You would have kept on buying, and then once it came up, you would have made profit. So or at least that's what I would do. That's what I would do if we were in a bull market and if I was holding this stock in the long term, right? So anyways, this is now in a bull market because it broke the bear market. It broke this trend line. It broke the bear market trend line, and now it's going up. It hit the bull market, it went up, hit it again, and it's still going up, So there's no need to panic. This is no need to panic yet if it touches this. Okay. So then it goes up, sideways, sideways, kind of goes up, and it hits the support line. The support line here is going to say about 409, $14 and 8 cents. And once it hit that resistance line, kind of broke back down. You see here, it kind of broke back down, and we're going to go ahead and make this one white now. It kind of broke back down after I hit that support line, and this was the bear. So now we draw new trend lines here, and if you want, we can actually draw this out, just so it's easier for you guys to see. Oh, I already did draw that out. I already did. Let's go ahead and delete that. Sorry, the red is kind of hard to see. So I already drew this out. Once it started to go down, I drew it out a line. Now you can't really predict. That's the kind of iffy part. You kind of just want to go back in the past on how you're going to draw the trend lines in the future. But once you start to see this break, it started to go back down, and you see how this first green candle, that's a signal that it's in a bull market. It sat right on this bear market line, and it broke through. Now it's time to invest again, or you can wait. But this is when I would probably start buying, or just wait for another confirmation for it to break through this support line, right? Whatever your risk tolerance is. Some people may start investing into here, you know, or some people may wait until it breaks this 14-16 mark, and then that's when they will start buying, right? So now it's kind of going sideways again. Let's go ahead and make this white. Now it's kind of going sideways. It's not breaking nothing. It's not breaking nothing. And then now it's just kind of settling right here. So this is how I would draw my trend lines and my support lines. Now, let's say this does not get above here. Because once it breaks here, I know that it's going to break 14 if it gets above this resistance line here. If it can get above this, I know it's going to break 14. This is me, personally. I'm not telling you guys to buy or anything. Now, if you scale this out a little, and let's say this guy here, let's say it goes down. It decides to plateau down. My indication is that this is going to go back down to $11.60. And that's when you want to start buying puts. If this breaks this, I would start buying puts. Me personally, I would start buying puts if it does not break this. If it does not break this 1343, which it looks like it has because it went up 53% in the aftermarket. So it looks like wow. But you know, this is how you would draw your trend lines. So I mean, if it doesn't break this 1160, I'm sorry, if it doesn't break this 1326 and it just goes down, my next support line is probably going to be about 1160. And if it breaks through that, I'm going back down to 1099. And I'll go ahead and show you guys when we scale out here. Let me know if you guys are having trouble. Comment down below on how I'm drawing these trend lines out. Again, this is on the 1 minute time frame. This is just easier for me to draw this stuff out so I can have more candle touches. It's easier for me to figure out which way this chart's going to go. So how I mentioned here for the 1099, that's the lowest. And if it breaks through the 1099, I know it's going to go down to 835. It's going to go back down to 835, 849, right? So that's my indication if it does not break that line right there. But if it does, we're in game. It's going to go up to 16. It's going to break the 12 or the 14. 13.96 is going to break that, and then it's going to shoot up to 16. After that, I'm going to say it's going to go up to $19.90, $20 mark. Okay. Now that's how far I've gotten with this, but this is for this week's predicament. I know a lot of people are saying, like I mentioned before, that it's going to go up to $50, $75, and possibly $100 for this week, because of everything that's been going on. But this is how I draw my trend lines. You know, if it's in a bear market, I'll wait for confirmation. We'll go ahead and there. We'll delete this. We don't need that there anymore. I'll go ahead and draw this one out. So you kind of just want to draw down from the lows before it starts to pick back up. And the more candle touches, the better. It gives you more indication. And now these don't have to be exact. You can have them, but I like to have them on the bottom of the candles if possible for the most touches. So I think my most touches are there. So I'll draw it down at the bottom. If not, you guys can put them here. You know, you can start right here if you want. But this is how I would draw. You know, as long as this is up, as long as the candles are above this trend line, I know I'm in the bear market. I mean the bull market, sorry. I know that this trend line is going to keep going up. But once it breaks this, maybe you should start selling and start buying puts, because now it's in the bear market, and now this is starting to trend down. Now you see how this is now. The more candles that touch the line is more indication on which trend that's going to go to, if that makes sense. This is the way I understand it. But let me know if you guys have any questions on how to do all this stuff, if I should go further in depth. Now this is just the basics on how to draw trend lines. I mean, you got more indications as well if you go to TradingView. You know, they got all this. If you click here, the pitchfork, the gain box, you know, all this stuff here. The cipher pattern. So I mean, these are all like head and shoulders. This is a good one. But yeah, it gets really complicated as you get more and more into it. But this is just the basics, and this can take you a very long way. So just start practicing drawing trend lines and see what could happen. You know, just kind of make predicaments and just wait. Always wait for confirmation. And yeah, so once this breaks the 13.26 mark, I will probably start buying, because who knows how long this is going to go up. You know, it's going to go up to 14. Once it breaks the 13.26, go up to 14, and it looks like that's like the resistance line. You know, or that's what I would do. I would buy after it breaks the 13.26, and then wait and buy more until it breaks that 14 mark. And if it breaks that 14 mark, you can go ahead and buy more. You know, so that's it. That's going to go ahead and end this video with you guys. Let me know if you guys should chart out any other stocks, but this is what I'm looking at for this week. And hopefully let's see what happens. Let's see if it goes up to $15, $20. I'll catch you guys later. Comment down below. Like, subscribe, and share. And looking forward for a green week next week. Take care, guys. Stay blessed, and look for that freedom.